Hello, hello. Is anybody out there? Just give me one moment while I get things set up. Good morning to the one person who's currently watching. I'm just going to get this shared out and then we will crack on. Apologies for the silence. I am not good at doing two things at once, as my wife will contest to. It's X done. Put this up on the Discord and we can get moving. Okie dokie. Well, there's two here. To start, give us a shout out if you're there, guys. Who have we got? Okay, 4. So welcome, guys. Thank you for joining. Appreciate I've not been on for a little bit. You've been very kindly looked after by Zoo, as always. Just wanted to come on, have a little look at the markets, just see if there's anything sticking out now, which right now there is. And also if there's not too much, then we'll have a little look at Lazy Boy and do some backtesting. I know from people in the Discord that's something you've been looking for. I just think it'd be good to go through a couple of the setups, just to sort of see the process. I have already been doing quite a bit of it anyway, but I just want to do it at a really, really basic level, just so that people get used to the process of what a Lazy Boy looks like and when you're taking them, where you're taking them. So, okie dokie, let's have a look. So, obviously, I'm on NQ at the minute. I'm going to go through what I've already been doing, but I just want to keep an eye on this. Give me 1 second. That's not good. Right, so not quite. Right, so Lazy Boy, we are looking for it to retrace 50% high and low within that period after getting a signal. Obviously, the algo is the key metric here. Probability is currently at 80%. It is a sequence 6, so it's not as high probability as your sequence 1s, mainly just down to data. However, still very high probability. Strong bullish, higher time frames bullish, 2 hours bullish, 3 hours bullish. I don't think there's much more we need to say other than it's bullish. So bear with me 1 second, because I am going to be jumping in on that. Hey, Mark and Mark. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you coming on. As always, stalwarts of MaxAlgo. Okie dokie. So obviously, Lazy Boy, what we're looking for is high probability on the algo to tell us, and I'm looking for over 70%. I'm always looking for over 70%. Well, I'll tell you what, that could be a rather quick one. Anybody else jump in? Anybody else in the Lazy Boy on NQ? So yes, we are looking for the signal to match the probability direction. There are other confluences, obviously, that we like to look for. Trend AI being in the right direction as well. So we've got a strong bullish trend. We are above the 0 line on dynamic TP. Higher time frame is bullish. We've got the 2 hour being bullish, strong bullish as well, with it being 78, 79%. 3 hour again is massively in the right direction for high probability. And as you can see, once the entry, we're then looking for it to retrace back that 50% mark to get our entry and go from there. From my point of view, I'm just keeping it simple. So I'm not heavily going into leaving trades open or anything like that. I just want to get in quick Lazy Boy trades and get out, so I can get my profits doing it that way. That's how I do it. In these instances anyway. I think from a live perspective, it also makes it a little bit easier. But we will see. Obviously, we were not far off making a new high there, which is exactly what we're looking for. Let's move this spine all the way. And if it's going to be a bullish hour, which we expect fully to be a bullish hour, then there is still a 74.68% chance of the high is yet to come. So we would still be expecting target up here. So we will see. It's nice to get one straight away on NQ. And there we go with your new high. Fabulous. Fabulous. So that within what? 8 candles, 9 candles? Just make sure. I would still expect a bit more movement to the upside here. So unfortunately for me, I was half a tick or one tick above there. So I'm just going to need to just give it a little bit more room. Typical. Perfect lazy boy comes off and I am one tick. I was just here. I'm literally just here and it's just not taking me out the trade, which is fine. We'll wait and see. I would still expect with the probability of the higher to come being at 74% that still takes that there. It's relatively low probability then that is the current high. So let's see how that goes. Okay, doke. While we're doing that, to go up some back testing of exactly that. Ah, great, brilliant. Well done, Mark. You put your take profit at the right point. I did not. While that's doing that, let's have a little look. Let's tidy this up before Zoo shouts at me again. Clean up your chart, T-Bone. Clean up your chart. I don't know why he sounds like he's from Yorkshire, because he's not. He's from Brighton. But okay, so crude oil, we're above the zero line. We are trend AI is bullish. We've got a sell signal, but the algo is saying strong bullish, and it is 71.69% strong bullish. So that on the early signal. Yeah, you definitely won't be looking at that sell. So I'm going to move on from oil. Oh, a minute, let me just check. We're getting on. Nearly. Come on, keyboard. Here we go. That's what I wanted. There's the wrong one then. Where's my mind? Okay, so come on. No. Strong bearish. 70% strong bearish. Sorry, I thought it said strong bullish then. Strong bearish. Got a sell signal. So where are we? 38. So at the point of sell signal, down, 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 down. Put that to the end. Go to the end. Yeah, so it would have took me in here. This is fine, so it's about 59, so that is still on. Just going to check. Point of entry. What do we look like? Okay, so 70% at the point of strong bearish at the point of entry. That's fine. So that trade is valid. You have to excuse me today as well, guys. I've had to shove everything over to this side of my room because I am literally in Santa's grotto with 2 children. There is toys. My office has turned into toys and furniture this time of year. So I've had to kind of park everything at this end so that it's a bit squished. Okay, so see how gold's going to play out. I don't know what I've done to that. Maybe a second. Reset that. Go for that. Now, obviously, I haven't took the gold trade, but I'm intrigued to see where it goes. Obviously, the hourly saying it's good. High time frames bearish, strong bearish on the current probability was over 70%. Still there. There is a now though. Obviously, it's dropped below 50% for the low to be still yet to come, which would be a concern. And at that point, I'd be looking. I'll be slightly concerned. See how. NQ's playing out, so that's obviously that was a good win on NQ. I'm going to come back to that. Let's have a look at. Yes, I'm assuming it'll be similar-ish. Okay, so buy and then a sell on the early, bullish. Duplicate. Okay, so Nasdaq still pushing towards that. Obviously, that was a winning trade anyway. I am just holding out because I've reduced my risk on the basis that it didn't, due to my little bit of a delay there, didn't get profit. So I've just got my stop loss just below the open. So that could well now come down and take me out, which is fine, but we'll happy to wait a little bit longer with all the probabilities being so heavily pushing in the bullish market there. So we'll see. If it happens, it happens. It was a small error on my part, and I'm happy to take a hit for it if it is. But I still think that on that basis that we are rather bullish. A nice transition, and then on the way up, it's literally been some excellent bullish market there, some excellent trades. As I say, I'm probably going to get taken out here. I'll be on 47 now. I'm absolutely full of this cold, thanks to Zoo, right, who I am 100% blaming. He's the only person I've been around who's ill. and he turned up. We met for coffee 10 days ago, a week ago, and he turned up looking like death and was not well. And he is a trooper. He does battle on through, but he is definitely giving me, because for the last 5 days I have not felt great. I'm struggling to watch the chat at the same time here. So MaxAlgo's commenting, that means that's you, Zoom. That means you're watching. That means you managed to give your daughter to your mother-in-law. You're sat judging of my illness. Okay, yeah, so I probably just shouldn't be sat here watching this Nasdaq until it goes back up. It's probably not beneficial for the stream, so let's just have a little gander. So obviously gold, still, even though I was concerned, still coming down, back down. Let's have a look at what oil's doing, okay? So I can start looking at Nasdaq and getting annoyed with my error. Okay, so oil, let's get this fixed, because he'll be smashing up his big curve monitor. %71 bullish. Let's just have a gander at what it look like through the course of this. This is what I like to do. If I've come in a little bit late, give me an overview of what it's looked like. Okay, so it's bullish. Interesting. Yeah, so not going anywhere near oil. Obviously, we're at the minute 51 anyway, so it's not what I'd be touching. See, you're just being mean, that's that. Come on. That's just me done. Yes, it is. That's me bead on that, but it doesn't matter. Yet again, Lazy Boy played out. Good stats, good odds. And if I'd have been in that properly, I'd have been very, very happy. So well done, Mark. Anybody else who took it? What we do is, so I've been, obviously, from Lazy Boy has been a bit of a staple of what you've all been looking at with MaxAlgo and amongst the other few new indicators that we've been putting out. But Lazy Boy is just great, and the statistics on Lazy Boy are very, very good as well. I know some of you in the group have been putting together some good back tests. Zoo and I are obviously launching a bit of a boot camp in regards to using the indicators, and one of the things that we wanted to make sure that we had was give everyone that sort of overview on Lazy Boy and make sure that you were comfortable with the statistics. It's So just to give you an overview, in fact, I'll get over here. I've got no problem showing you. So we'll go through this, and then obviously in the meantime, I'm going to wait for what time now? 12 o'clock. Tell you what I haven't done is I haven't checked news. Let me just check news. Silly sausage. Okay, so there's no red news, US news. However, I do notice the big yellow folder saying G7 meetings. And I know last year when Zoo and I were trading Euro and Nasdaq, the G7 meetings weren't great, so be careful. Is that on the rest of next week as well? Let's have a look. It's just today. Just today. Yeah, obviously off the back of that, things get said, things happen. It's just got to be a bit careful with G7. So I would take that into account, especially with New York. But obviously we're not on New York yet, and I am not trading New York the first couple of hours anyway, and I will run through why. Okay, so let's excuse my scroll. Let's just go through. So I've been looking at November. Let's just go backwards so you're replaying yet. And what I haven't done is I haven't done December yet, which is what I'm going to spend a little bit of time doing. I'm spend a bit of it doing today. I'm not going to be on forever today, guys, and my wife's been a little bit poorly, so I'm just going to be on for a bit, try and get as much done with you as I can. Cheers, Mark. I will get the next one. I'm not worried. I'm more bothered the fact that it played out. That's all I'm bothered about, really. I just want you to see, as I consistently started to see, especially in the Discord at the minute, consistently seeing Lazy Boy playing out. When things align, then it just becomes a no-brainer to take them. No, obviously we're not going to win them all, and it's just not. We're trading probability, which means that some lose. We're not trading guarantees. We're trading high probability. So a high amount of them will win. As long as a high amount of winning, then we're all going to be fine. And right now, statistically, all I see from our testing, from the whole point of us building MaxAlgo, is that we build indicators that are high probability, and the Lazy Boy setup with them does exactly that. Okay, so just give you a few examples running over. So testing Lazy Boy, obviously the key bit here is the algo before anything. And rule number one the algo has to be above 70%. Now, obviously, when you're trading live, when you're trading yourself, you will see, because obviously Zoo's done a lot more of these live than I have, you'll see Zoo now and then, if it's a 69.57 or something like that, then they'll take the trade. And I've got no issue with that either. But from a statistical edge of back testing, I have cut the line at 70%, because otherwise there becomes too much ambiguity. And I don't want any, I don't want it to be a sort of contestable back test in that sense. I just want it to be nice and simple, so that you can just see that actually, if you take these setups, this is the kind of results that you should be getting. So all I am doing is I have just been going through and saying, okay, so I will just do a couple here just so you can see. I'm just going to go replay first, because it does help. They'll put the lines on for me, which is helpful. There we go. That's what I wanted to say. So start the hour opens, and you are going to get a lot more on Nasdaq. You're going to get a lot more early signals than you are normal. If I look in general, the way I've done this, and this is just a basic, I've just thrown this together. But if I take that, you've got, take the filters off. Okay. So that's 102 on the early signals and 46 on the normal signals. So you are looking at sort of 50, twice as many early signals as you are normal. So the way I've structured it is because I want to be able to sit there and fine tune. Two things really. First of all is I want to make sure when I'm doing a back test like this that there's a base level litmus test. So with anything like that, it's okay, if I didn't take into account any other confluences, what does it look like? And then work forward from there. And the reason I do it that way is because if I can sit there and say straight away, okay, well, Lazy Boy is running at X percentage, if you just wait for 50%, you just wait through the algo and you don't look at trend AI, you don't look at dynamic TP, you don't look at any other of the confluences, then at least then we know that there is a good chance that they would only improve statistically the win rate on it. That's where obviously you start to get the balance between whether or not it removes too many trades. But at the moment, Lazy Boy is as solid as it gets when it comes to a mechanical strategy. I am interested to see results, Mark, on RTY. I am very interested to see those results, and appreciate some of the other back tests you've done as well. It's been some good reading for me to go through, and all the work you're doing in the group as well, so appreciate it. So yeah, so I am literally just going through. Now, obviously, a few of you have asked this in the Discord a number of times in regards to where the algo shifts and changes on percentages. What you can't do is you can't just click on and expect that to tell you what the probability is, because it will not. It stops in time. And what you want to do is you need to play through the actual chart. Now you can still play through at a staggered pace. It will still give you, going through step by step, it will still give you correct figures. However, if you just pause at that point, so for example, if I just go to that signal, I'll play through it a bit more. right here. So just where the buy signal is on the buy signal. So it's 72.84. It's going to call me a liar now. However, if I'm playing through it, which is what I should do, to be fair, this isn't going to be one where it changes. No, it's going to be one where it's exactly the same. Oh no, it does change. Well, there you go. Okay, so perfect example. So that is 73.28. As you just saw, it was 72%, looking at exactly the same position on the chart. So you need to play through it, because what that will do is it gives you what the whole hour was. If you just pick 1 point, press replay on it, and that's not going to give you a fair assessment in real time of what the chart was doing at that point. So that was only going to tell you what it looked like at the end of the hour, which is absolutely useless when you trade in real time price action. Okay, yeah, so as I said, I am only looking for current probabilities over 70%, and at that point there, that was 73.28% strong bullish. Now, obviously, you can see that these are already on here, so I know what's happening. So it's not like I'm just picking right ones, because that's exactly what I'm doing. I will go back and just go through the figures with you, but you can see straight away that this is a winning trade, but it doesn't change the process. So I'm waiting for I've got a 70%. I've got a signal, so I've got an early buy signal, and now I'm wanting to make sure that at the point that this retraces to the 50% of the high and low, that it's still over the 70%. If all of a sudden that drops to being bearish, or it drops to 55% bullish, then I am not taking that trade, because at that point it has not become as high probability to take it. So for the more consistent high probability trade, you want to see some consistency in the algo sticking, even though you've had that bit of retracement, that the algo is still saying this is high probability that it's going in the direction of that signal that you're looking at. So yeah, on top of that, as you'll see with this, lock this, these are all in my folder, so bear me a second. I am holding this box. So at that point there, wait a second, obviously when you get the signal, there's the high and there's the low. When the next one comes in, I am moving that. And the reason for it being is I'm looking for 50% of the high and low at the point that it retraces. I don't want to be, it's not 50% in this period of time, or in segment 1 or segment 2 or anything like that. It's purely and simply, if once I've had the signal, I want to make sure that as it starts to pull back, that I know my 50% of current price, not historic, the current price of 50% of in that hour of the current high and low. And the reason for that being is you're looking for a new high. So you're looking, the point being is that you are expecting that the probability, I put that on as well, probably not. Yeah, it will help that help that on. However, so you're just looking for that 50% retracement. So just going through, it's now come back down, still on 73%, 72%, and it's come through, and I'm still, as you can see, this hasn't fluctuated, even though price has come down to here, and we are sort of almost 60 odd percent into, then you're now still looking at a 72.84% strong bullish, high time frame bullish. That to me still says that is a valid trade, and statistically and methodically, then mechanically, you can just sit and go through, okay, well, it was over 70% at the entry point. Sorry, it was over 70% at the point of the signal. It's still over 70% at the point of retracing to the 50% mark. I am happy to take that trade. I am going through the rules at a real basic level here, but hopefully it could help a little bit for anyone who's not, I say for anyone, so he's 7 off yet. But obviously it's here. You can watch it on YouTube. We can go through it again. The point being is we're looking for the 50% retracement. And at the 50% retracement mark, you limit orders in, you move your limit order based on the high and the low coming in. and moving along as it's going through price. If this gets to the point of less than 50% on your probability, which would be these segments here, the time scale, you have to divide it by 60 to get those time scales. Then you would be, and on this I know statistically it's Nasdaq, so I know that at 44 minutes I stop in the back test mechanically. If it hasn't retraced to the 50% at 44 minutes, it's no trade, not going in. That's from a back testing perspective, that is out. Right, where are we? While we're doing this, we are 8 minutes in. Right, let's just have a little look while we are. So back test can wait. Gold, corrective bearish, 9%. So on that basis, we're expecting bullish. We're expecting that is sort of 90% bullish because it's corrective bearish. Higher time frame bearish. The 2 hour is bullish, corrective bearish at 11%. So it's still 88 odd percent in for a bullish expectancy there. High time frame is bearish again, and the 61, the 3 hour bearish. Let me just have a look. How long have we got left on the 3 hour? Okay, so we are only an hour and 10 into the 3 hour. Okay. So we're coming up to the 0 line, which on the dynamic TP, which for anyone who's been watching or using MaxAlgo, you'll know this is the kind of crossing. This is where we would expect either to get some rejection, or if it crosses, we'd expect to get some level of bigger moves as it crosses the 0 line, if it gets there at all. So the hour has opened quite bullish. It does say it's bullish. We'll see. It's confusing me. It's so weak. Okay, so corrective bullish on CL, only 10%. So again, 89% bearish. 2 hour, not as strong, and 3 hour is predicting strong bullish sequence 2. Okay, that's interesting. Good look. Okay, let's give it 5 minutes and we'll come back and check these out. That's on my way to boy. Just check. Okay, so there you go. Early buy signal on Nasdaq. %, strong bullish, sequence 7. Wrong one. There's my marbles. So as before with the back test, I'm just looking at the 50%. And so I'm going to mark that to 44 minutes. Gives me a good indication. So the reason I'm looking at that again is the same reason I was looking at the trade in the previous hour. This is, you can't get past it. If the algo is screaming at this level where it's saying 88% strong bullish, high time frames bullish, 2 hours strong bullish at nearly 80% as well, nearly 99, well, easy for me to say, nearly 90% strong bullish and everything else is 2 hours, a 3 hour. There's still nearly 2 hours left of the 3 hour, and that is still saying bullish. From my perspective, these are the kind of trades where you want to be in, proven by the fact that the last one, bang, win. So we'll come back to the back test in a second. Let's just have a little nose at this for a minute while it's still playing out. It is a perfect example of exactly what we're talking about here, in that this comes down, 50% retracement, tags you in, mighty close, but did not take that low. It fails to take this low. Futures, you will be absolutely fine with that. Fails to take that low, and then as per probability, bang, takes that high, which obviously will give you the willies a little bit and we start to get down here, but probability, winning trade. Let's just check what we're doing here. This may well, because it's been so bullish and we've had this pullback here. Obviously, it has taken the low of the previous hour, but again, it's taken the high of the previous hour as well. So I am still 100% expecting bullish on that basis, and I would be surprised. We still might get in. Dynamic TP has come down, it's turned. Trend AI is still bullish. We've had no sort of fluctuation in that, not since the last 7 hours since the transition. Yeah, it's me loaded. Keep moving this as per the process. We're looking for that high and that low. Which is what you can often find, and we'll see that in the back test, is you'll often find that if there is strong bullish and we're expecting that real push forward, you may get that real push up, and initially it will feel like, well, it's never coming back to this 50% now. But because you're consistently pushing the high and the low, and your 50% continually moving forward, it only takes that little bit then of a retracement, pull back and go again. Especially when you've got the 2 hour, the 3 hour, and the higher time frame all in line. So let's see. In the meantime, let's give it a minute. I'm going to keep an eye on that on my other screen here. Okay, so there's no point me just continuing to go through. Let me just lock these one. Continue to go through the same back test that I've already done, but as you will see, just to give you some overview. So the way I'm doing it is I am classing the early, I am marking down the early and the normal signal. So the early signal, the normal signal, and that is how I've identified them on my spreadsheet. This is all New York time, even though obviously I am not in New York. I am in not so, you can see it actually. Let me see, not so sunny one corner, but that is where I am. I'm not trashing the place. I'll be bringing the camera now. So yeah, that's in New York time. Early signal, if there was an early signal, whether it was an early buy or early sell, normal signal, the time of the signals, and the 1 hour trade. Now, obviously, you're not all looking for 1 hour trades, but this is about the lazy boy setup. Now, it may be that you're trading MNQ, you want to do micros, when you want to take off some risk when it gets to the 1 hour and let it run, take off half the trade. I would definitely advise taking some profit. Always take some profit unless you're closing it. But definitely, if you can let it run, take some and then let it run. I wouldn't advise just letting it run unless you're absolutely confident in your stats at that point. Let's just see. Yes, we might get a bit. So you can see dynamic TP here is it's coming up. It's not very strong in that sense, so you might just get that little bit of a drop, pull back and go there, but we'll see. So yeah, I'm marking on early and normal, and if they both come in, then they're both getting tracked. Now, obviously, these signals here, if the algo isn't showing up 70%, I ain't taking the trade. Just to give you an example. Okay, so likely to get your buy signal after that first 10-minute period. And at that point there, current probability is 58% bearish. High time friends bullish, got 40% here on the corrective bullish. It's just not a high probability. It's just too broad for us to be taking that trade. It doesn't fit in. Doesn't fit in high probability, so we wouldn't be taking them, and that's where I'd just be skipping through them. So one of the other things you'll see there, obviously I put a B here for any B trade, and B trade on the basis that if I get to the end of the hour and I haven't hit target or lost the trade, then I am going BE. And that will be BE from a perspective of if I'm in profit, I'm going to move the stop loss up to make sure that I don't lose any money now. And if I'm not in profit, and then draw down the trade, thank you, then I would be looking at making sure that I at least get out break even, so I wouldn't be moving my total take profit down to the upper end of the trade to make sure that I'm not losing any as well. And that is consistent throughout the back test. So let's have a look. So we just had a buy signal, liquidity. Okay. Right, so let's have a look. So now with a buy signal as well on NQ, and we are 88% still strong bullish. Where are we time wise? We're on minute 21. Okay, so we've still got plenty of time. Got just over 50% of the time left for it to be able to retrace the 50% mark, for us to be able to get a trade. If the music's too loud or anything, guys, just let me know, because I can't sit in silence. I'm a music man, but I will lower it down if it's too loud. It just saves me sitting here talking to a screen without looking like I've got insane. Okay, so yeah. So as I said, PE. I'm just going to give an overview here as you're going along. I'm not going to replay them all. We'll go through the next bit. I'm happy to go through into December and do a few of them just to go through process. Obviously we're only working on an hour and trying to get a bit more done. Who's saying it's chopped? Is that weird? Okay, so I'm on full screen, that's why. Zoom helping me out in the background. So I'm not sure how delayed it is. I'm looking at my screen and it looks like you guys might be quite a bit delayed from where I am. Okay, it says perfect. Okay, fine, let's go with that. We have continued to go there, so continue to go up and up and up. Go back to our back test. So yeah, as you'll see, PE, win-win. Now we are going to start to see some losses. And the interesting thing about these, and obviously the reason we do these back tests is to try and go through and find, especially with mechanical strategy, because I think it's the only true way to do a back test, because otherwise it becomes too ambiguous. Is to really understand what, not just the parameters of your back test, because obviously you need them at the start, but the parameters of where you start to see anomalies, wins and losses, where the consistency is and where you end up with. Your obvious ones is always news, which levels of news are causing issues for you. But obviously time of day as well. So you see early and normal signal failed there. It's another win. Loss, another win. Speed this a bit. Win, win, win. Well, these times again. Yeah. So in a nutshell, early indication. I say early indications. There's a full month worth of data here on just on this. So just to give you the indications on what November looked like. Obviously, all months are different. But with there being so much more data on the early, let's just go with the early. It's so quiet today. Just me and Mark in a room. Okay, so early signals. I'm just going to get rid of any blanks there. Just look at early signals. One of the things that would always jump out at me and concern, taking news aside, is obviously New York Open and the volatility that comes with that. So we're just going to look at before and after. In fact, let's just do that 3 hour period. In fact, just to give you an indication on that, so before we start segregating down on time, So just in November. Look these down. Useless. Useless. There's my papers. There we go. So there's 102 trades there, and out of the 102 trades, yeah, thank you, Mark. What would we do without you? Please, guys, if you are, it's 10 of your ear, if you are actually getting anything out of this at all, or enjoying this live, then please do hit the like button, subscribe. It's not just boring old me who does this. Obviously, Zoo does a lot of these as well, so it's you get some variation. And obviously, Zoo is very, very technical, some of this, and it's great, easy to understand, great knowledge. Okay, so let's just look at wins and losses. B's are B's. Yes, you're going to take trades, and yes, no, some of you purists are going to say, yes, there's commissions and things like that. Yes, but let's just look at numbers. Let's just look at the wins and losses. Taking the B's out. So we've got, sorry, I said 102. Take the B's out. 91 trades. And that's 91 just on the early signals, on Lazy Boy, and out of those 91, that period we have 60% win rate. No, sorry, 60 wins. 60 wins. Selling himself short here. Which is basically a 66% win rate on Lazy Boy if you trade it all day, every day. And hey, Lawrence, thanks for joining us. Appreciate you commenting. Yeah, so you're looking at 66%. So that's 2/3 of all trades taken, win or loss. 2/3 of them will win. 1/3 of them will lose. Obviously, you've got B separate, but which is excellent. That's any time of day. That's not picking your most profitable time. That is right across the board. And that's why I was saying before, that's without adding any other confluences. That's just going, getting a signal, getting an early signal, waiting for it to retrace 50%, taking the entry based on is the algo over 70%. Ooh. Am I at the top there? No, I'm not. Silly again. Right, so again, as I said, this is starting to level off here. There's something to keep an eye on. We still have no flickering trend AI. It still stayed very bullish, but we are coming to the final. So what is it? 31. The final 14, 15 minutes for it to get to the 50% mark. So let's see. Do that. Give that a second. Yeah. So 66% any time of day. Any time of day at all. You got 60% chance overall if you're taking all the trades of winning. So where's the anomalies? You see here, obviously I've started to track news. I wanted to see the impact of news on them when they're on the days. There are some that news, not all news is bad. obviously CPI, PPI, FOMC, non-farm, you can end up getting absolutely burned, and I'm not telling anyone to suggest actually trading on news. However, like on more than one strategy that we've done, we found PMI can be quite trendy, and with Lazy Boy being a sort of almost a low-level scalping strategy, if you're going with the trend, you just look for that pull back and go, pull back and go. PMI can be pretty solid, for example. Yeah, so and this is only 1 month, so I'm not holding that as gospel, but it is definitely historically, we've been looking at multiple different pairs and strategies. PMI very often had positive connotations as a confluence on trading days. So yeah, so 66% on that. I wanted to have a little look at specifics in regards to the likes of hours of the day, and if there's any that were really positive and really negative. And I'm not going to go too heavily into it now, but there are sort of I have separated this out, specific on the signal and also the time of day. So I'm just going to look at let's just look at the just before and just after New York, because you can see 66% win rate. I'll take that. However, New York time, so 9:30 open. Other than Friday 1st November, that is when there is that little discrepancy between US daylight savings time and the European British daylight savings time. So there is an hour difference there. However, it's only the 1 day, so it's just a lot less. There's a glaring problem. 8, 9, 10 of those times. Right. So let's just put this in perspective. So what we said before, just take the hours off because I've not really helped you here. Just check how this is going before we move on. We'll always come down and go. Okay, so it's not got to anywhere near the 50% mark, and we are now coming towards the end of that time. So I think that's probably unlikely now that it will pull back in time. But good signal. Good signal. So it's 91 trades, wasn't it? And we had, let's make sure I'm being factual. $31 losses. Let's go back to look at that period of time. Early morning. 8 till 9. Look at that on its own. So it's not a huge amount of trades. However, normal signals, we've not even gone into the normal signals yet, but the normal signals, everyone 8 till 9 lost, and only one win. Look at 9.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
You're okay. Again, 3 losses out of 5, so not a 66% win rate. Three losses out of 5. So let's put them all together. So in a 23-hour period, it's 23 with the close, yeah. 8, 9, 8, 9, 10. Nine. So 30% of the losses basically are in that 3-hour period, even though it's only 3 hours. What I would say is it's not as though there are a huge amount of other trades there as well. It's not as though you've got a mass amount of the trades. You've got, in that 3-hour period, 14 out of the 91. Right, so it's only 15% of the time. It's only 15% of the day. Yes, it is 30% of the losses are in that time. So, in a nutshell, what I'm saying is, for Lazy Boy, New York time, 8 until 11, is lower probability than the rest of the day. So let's just look at the rest of the day, excluding it, because this is obviously the bit that we want to see. Clear. 8, 9, 10. Wins and losses. So we have, outside of 8, 9, 10 o'clock, we have a total of 77 trades. I think 77. Let's check I'm doing this right. Yeah, 77 trades. And $57 wins, which now puts your win rate up to 74% if you exclude those 3-hour period. So you got Lazy Boy every time outside. Mark, I know. Unfortunately, I do love a spreadsheet though, so it's been difficult to get me out of using spreadsheets, as Andy will contest to. Yeah, so, but yes, and I appreciate you put you put it up there, so I just probably should spend the time to go on that and do it. But as like Andy, I have 2 young kids as well, 4 and 7, and that and everything else that goes on is time consuming. So yes, 74% over 74% win rate on Lazy Boy outside of those 3 hours. That is a very, very, very good profitable strategy. And then when you start to look at it and you start looking and saying, okay, well, those 2 are in that time period. That one was a win. New York Open. Win, 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 win. Couple of losses there. Win, 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 win. Win, win. Late night close. We're going to losses there. 21st. 21st. unemployment. Beautiful. So again, good example. And it's always good to look at it from an overarching perspective when I'm doing this. Is straight away you can see that when I'm doing a backtest, that is a glaring. It's not often you would end up with a run of losses like that, but it's unemployment, and it affects the market and end up with choppy price action, and it's erratic. We don't like. A few B's there. Win, 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 loss. Okay, so so tell me now. 7. Yeah, so this is a perfect example. We're now coming to the end of that time period. That means that it's now dropping for percentage wise of the amount of time that the percentage chance that the high is yet to come. So it's at 54%. We're at the 45th minute here. Even if it comes down here now, I won't be looking to take that trade. And that's how we've done the backtest. It's just to keep that sort of level of consistency, and that's where those numbers are coming from. So a standard 66% on the standard one, where if you're taking all the trades, and if you're removing that period of time, you can get it up to 74%. Now, that win rate matched what I was seeing in my own back and forward tests. Brilliant, good. It's pretty consistent. Like I've gone through, and it is pretty consistent. It takes some time because obviously we need to check every hour on the algo when there's a signal to make sure. But it does give you that sort of input to be able to say, well, I know what my rules are. Let's go back to real time. I know what my rules are, and it's profitable. Yes, I'm on exit replay mode. Let's just have a little scan before I go back and just go through a bit of December with you. Yes, just bearish. 2 hours, maybe not. Gold, see how gold's getting on? Make sure we play through, as I said. Okay, so on that, there's an early buy signal, and it was 89% bullish, or as written here, 10.75% corrected bearish. So we've taken, with that buy signal, we've taken the high of the previous hour. So it could be a shift. It is coming up towards the 0 line here. throw on my 50%. Let's see how we get on. Up to 44 minutes. I think it's slightly different CL, but we'll just do 44 minutes for now. What does it take us in? No, not taking us in. And that's it. I'm not on CL on gold because it's totally rubbish. So it's gone anyway. But good signal again. High probability move. The algo doing what it does. Okay, so let's go to Nasdaq replay, and I'm just gonna. This one's got an early buy, and let's just check. So that house still up, isn't it? Let's go to the previous hour. Yeah, so just for consistency, I know we were there for this hour, but we'll just still put it in, mark it up on that basis. Wait for the signal. There's the sell signal. It's broke this here. It's below the open. We've got a sell. Current probability is 80% strong bullish. So we're not touching that. And then we end up with a buy signal in a very, very, very bullish market. 81.33% at the point of that buy signal. So from a backtest perspective, throw on me mark. Be 44 minutes. There at that point there, it's 81% still. And I know this is the trade from before, but if we want to do this on the back test, we'll just put it in. Well, just take this off. At that pet, it would take us in. One hour trade, looking for the high. I'm going to put that up until the 59th minute, because at that point we will be looking to go BE. And then, there we go, that is a win. As per before. Mark that on, done. Previous hour. Well, it's a bit monotonous, and there's some of you that will hate backtesting, and some of you will just. It's just a process, and I trade better. You know how big the mental game is, and I am not in any way the best trader in the world. I'm really not, and part of that is the mental game. I find some elements of it really difficult. However, knowing my stuff, knowing my figures, and this is why MaxAlgo was born. Because when it matters, it's hard, and when you're trading, you're taking trades, and it's hard enough with prop firm accounts anyway. And some of you are lucky enough to be trading big real money, then fantastic. But I could only suspect that would be even more pressure and more stress, and I find that bit quite difficult. But having something that says to me, actually, statistically, you are 90%. There's a 90% probability here that you will get a bullish hour. or 90% probability here, and the higher time frame bullish. You've got a 96% chance of the 2 hour being bullish. All these things make me confident to take a trade, and it removes that level of anxiety when I know, well, if the trade might not come off, but actually, if that's the case, and if I take 4 of those trades today, well, statistically, we've just proven is, look, if I'm doing it outside those 3 hours, 3 out of 4 of those trades are coming in, and that for me is, from the mental game, it's worth its weight in gold to be able to sit there and say, I'm taking trades based on probability, high probability, multiple confluences that allow me to sort of go, okay, I've got an entry, I'm in, and not worry about it, because I know that if that one does come off, 2 out the next 3 will. 3 out the next 3 will. High probability, it's always trading. So yeah, this hour, we got a sell signal, and at that point, it was a 90% strong bullish. So we know there was only, from looking at the backtesting, we know there was only 1 signal in this hour. That is a no-go. Goodbye, good night. Hasta la vista. Previous hour. We get the buy signal. Didn't check whether there was 1 or 2 signals. Oh, we'll see. 73.49% strong bullish. So that fits in with our model. And there's our high, and there's our low, and there's our 44 minutes. Let's move again. Now it's still at 73.49% strong bullish as it passes through that 50% mark. So as it's coming down, obviously, you know, and this is the thing, there's not really any ambiguity with this, because it's not, unless you're getting really fast-paced moves, which you're not getting huge fast-paced moves here, you'll be able to see if it's already coming down, then you'll know. But that didn't flicker. There's no movement on that as it's coming down. That has stayed at 73%. So that would have meant that my limit order would have stayed on. I wouldn't have had a chance to do anything with it. It's high probability, and it stayed high probability. Buy signal, strong bullish, high time frame bullish. Now we don't need the high time frame bullish for this backtest to be bullish. We're just marking down that they are bullish or they're not bullish, that they're in line or not in line, to then be able to look at it and say, right, well, actually we can get a 66% win rate if we take every trade. We can get a 75% win rate if we only take the trades within the other 20-hour period of the day and not those 3 hours. And actually, if we then add X confluence and Y confluence, we look at trend AI, we look at dynamic TP, we look at market structure, we look at breaking previous highs, all those bits. High time frame, we look at, are the corrective ones, are they less probability than the strong ones? All those little bits. Log in all of these, and then what confluences happened when it won or lost is the way that we can find and fine-tune a successful trade to try and improve the statistics on Lazy Boy even further, which are already great. So yes, so this is giving us trade. So again, let's get this on. One hour, 59 minutes. I ain't getting taken over, so it's going under. It's not on price, I'm going under. And that's my own brain. I can't, if I get tagged in. Okay, did we get that right? 59 minutes, not really right. It's just lock and actually undo it again. Okay. Going a bit quick there. Just jump back. So we got taken in when it was still high probability. And winning trade on as the buy signal comes in. Now, obviously, any of you, Mark, you'd probably be a good one for this. As what I notice a lot, there are a lot of the early signal trades, and I know you've done the normal signals, not the. I think you have anyway. The normal signals, not the early ones. What I'm often seeing is a lot of the winning trades on the early signals can very often win at the point of the buy signal, of the normal signal, because as it gives that move to put the in sort of segment, well, depending on what your segments are, in the sort of 20 to 30 minute mark, it's usually based on, it usually takes that high as it gives you the buy signal. So we know the early, just unlock that a minute, the early is a win. Now I'm not going to put these on a spreadsheet yet because that's just not how I do it. I like to work through the chart and then I'll just fly through and add them in on the spreadsheet. I don't know, it's a bit amateurish, but hey ho, that's where I am. So that's a win. However, as you can see, I'm just going to go to the 44. I don't know if this is going to play out, but we're going to have a check because there is another signal, the buy signal, and that needs to go in the back test as well. So the same rules apply. Make sure that is that one. Oh, that's why. Magnet. Same rules apply. High and low, 50%. Probability has to be in our favour. It is currently in our favour. 73.49% strong bullish. And okay, that is gone. Keep an eye out. Don't think we're coming back in, but we'll never go. So we are in. At that point where it's gone, taking us in, you can still see it's still 73%. Yet again, that is a trade on the normal signal. Looking for it to take that high. It was on the 30th minute, so there is plenty of time for that to have been a valid trade. Up to 59 minutes for our BE. So 1 hour trade, and let's see if it plays out again. Go, 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 lazy boy. And again. Here we go. Win. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate your confirmation. What I haven't checked yet, I know, is the percentage difference on if you get that, if you do get a trade on the buy signal after, on the normal signal, sorry, after an early winning on the at the point of the normal signal, what the percentage chance of those coming in. I haven't got enough data yet to be able to give you that, but that is something I'm keeping an eye on because it just keeps concurrently just popping up all the time. If you get an early signal, it takes that high on the buy signal, it comes back down, and then goes on to win again. So we'll see. So yeah, again, another win. 2 in that hour. Realistically, you would have had a chance to take both because, yeah, easily, even coming down, take the buy signal, took the trade, wait for the next one. You could have took both that hour. So there's 2 in this hour. Let's have a look. See what the algo is saying to us on probability. So it takes that high and early buy signal, 71.91% bullish. Again, let's mark it up, 50% mark up to our 44 minutes. We're down to 7 people and I have 15. Mark Pickles, yes you do, and that's what I'm calling you, because you said your name's Mark and you're down as Pickles, so you're getting Mark Pickles. As long as you're not offended. The futures, yes, I've traded CFDs as well, but I love futures. I took a bit of convincing from Zoom, but I love futures. Just look, it's being able to trade, it's just real price. It's just much more confident, and don't feel like I'm constantly getting manipulated by prop firm prices. And unfortunately, our industry is just rife with people who are doing it for their own gain rather than fraudulently. Well, it sounds like an arsehole, but it is. So yeah, so I like futures, and I don't feel like I'm getting played with as much. Nope. That means you're not happy with me calling you that, so I'll just call you Pickles then. Okay, so early buy signal, let's not come down. Let's keep with it. Let's keep moving on 50%. Keep making sure that we're aiming for that newer high. Strong bullish still, it's not changed. Now at a buy signal. Alright, okay. Let's keep an eye. Because of this here, it doesn't feel like we're going to get tagged in here, but we'll have a look. I said this last time and it went ping, 3 candles later. Okay. So, as much as I would love to take that trade, on NQ, I'm out. I'm not taking that. Now, obviously, we know, looking at, sorry, I keep looking at this camera. We know, looking at the, looking here, that obviously the price continues in that, but real time we don't know that. So all we do know is that statistically, that the high is less likely to be taken now. So we're not going to go in on that trade after that 45th, that 44th minute. So on that basis, the words of Drunken Valentine, I vote. Next one. Early buy signal, 71% bullish. A lot of lazy boys on this. Now, I know a lot of these aren't ideal time. However, there's a lot of you out there that there will be good times. Okay, And the whole point of this, the whole point of what Lazy Boy was about was being able to go in at any point in the day. So many of us, and this was us as well, so many of us who can't sit there in front of the charts for eight hours, you want to be able to go in, you know that sort of after about 10 minutes of the first of any hour, you can go on and look and say, right, well, where does it sit? I can flick through a few of the pairs and such, and go through NQ, go through gold, and look and say, right, okay, where's my high probability setup here? Okay, right now I've got one on NAV at 71.9% strong bullish, sequence 3, high time frames bullish. This looks good. I can have, with a high probability, know that actually I've got a setup and I don't need to be sat here for the next 5 hours trading it, because most of these will be done because you're going to be at the end of the hour. So at absolute worst, you've got 50 minutes. If you want to make sure that it's only 50 minutes, that's as much as you need to do. Okay, so it's gone up again before it's hit the 50%, so let's stay with it. See if we get a retracement. Now on a buy signal as well, let's see if this comes down. Okay, well, that tells me pretty close, yep. Are we going to get one in before the end of time? No, we're not. And just afterwards again. So, okay, just after. Right. Again, another winning trade though, by the way, just to be clear. But for the purpose of the back test, we ain't doing it. So only one here, sell signal. Okay. So it's broke that low of the 6-minute low there, and it's 77% bullish. Not touching it. Low probability. 2 in this hour. Early buy signal, corrected bearish 33%, which means that there is a roughly 67% bullish. Now, as much as that is really relatively high probability, for the purpose of the back test, we ain't taking it. Just get the other signal out of the way. So the algo, yeah, still not touching it. Now, if any of you do backtest and you slightly variate that percentage, then please let me know. If you go in any lower, be interesting to see. But right now, obviously, as you can see, there'll be a few more trades. Just to confirm, I know what it said, but just because I threw past it on you guys. So it's 63% bearish, and it's still 63% bearish, and that is a buy signal, so we are out. 2 signals. Yeah. They're still bearish, so no, we're not touching them. Let's play through this. 88.48% bearish, and it's a sell signal. So there's my high and my low, and there is my 50% and my 44 minutes. Very simple. Following the low. Make sure our 50% mark is moving. Will we get it before the 44? And we are out. Let's just see where that goes for a minute. So at 53 now. Yeah, it never takes us in. Okay. So, and we are 88% bearish. Sequence 1. High and low, 50% and 44 minutes. I know I sound like a broken record, but if you're here and watching, you must be here for a reason. Just to be sure. Okay, 50%, and it has gone. Oh, let me just go back to be sure, because obviously the difference in this is I'm flying through. So just got to be careful that I'm not that I know what the algo was at that point. Right. So at this point here, let me just go back a little bit more because I think I've been concentrating on you guys rather than that. Okay. So at the point of the signal, it's 88% bearish. Okay. So that is it's a definite entry there. Well, it's a definite signal. But the algo's now changed. So the algo has changed to 43% corrected bearish, which means that it is more likely to be bullish than it is bearish at this point. And it's flickering. So this is where you just got to be a little bit careful and keep your eye, because what we're looking for is high probability, and that fine line between the two means that you've got to be a little bit careful that you might be looking at something that's not quite as high probability, i.e. that is a 56% chance of it being bullish rather than bearish. And if that's coming up, it ain't going to change from that. So obviously at some point here on this, once it price got back above here, it instantly started changing to the algo saying that actually it's more likely to be bullish now. So that means that at the point that this comes in, there is no trade. On that basis, I'm not taking it. Do not disturb. Should have done that anyway. Okay, a couple more, and then I'm gonna have to love you and leave you. Okay, 3 in this hour. So we're gonna get an early buy. Yes, early buy, and at that point, 32% bearish. So that is out. So let's wait for the next signal. There's an early sell. But again, it's 32% there bearish, so it is not in any way high probability. So we're not going to be taking that. We're getting a full sell signal. Excuse me. We have a full sell signal. But again, not high probability. So nope, we're not touching that. We get an early buy signal, and it is 26.42% corrected bearish. So corrected bearish, that means we've got a 73.5% pretty much chance of it being bullish. There's the buy signal. Let's make sure. High and low 50% and 44th minute. Nice and easy. Keep an eye on that. The algo, as you see here, is not really fluctuating at all. We've now had a buy signal, and it's still 74% bullish due to the corrective bearish, low probability. The algo's not changed. And no trade on either. We've passed the 44th minute. We're not touching it. Would it be okie dokie? Let's go for December. Okay, 3 signals. I'm pretty sure that's news, but we'll go anyway. Data is data. Can't judge news unless I collect the data for news as well. Early sell, 58%. That's not too. Ooh, early buy was still. Ooh, look at that fluctuate. It's I'm not touching that. Right, well, look, we all know in the real world that we ain't touching that. However, I will just mark it up anyway. Well, it wasn't anyway. It was bearish at that point, so there's no signal. Let's check the third signal. We're touching neither of them too. Buy signal with a 98% chance. I don't think it's coming back, but we'll do it anyway. Continuity. High and low. 44 minutes. And 44. Yeah, so we're not in. No trade. No trade. Just intrigued. End of market anyway. So we're about to shut it. So it's the right decision. Right decision. Ah, fuck it. I know what you mean now. Go on then, right, let's have a look. NQ Lazy Boy. So the only thing I'm dubious about that, if you are looking at a Lazy Boy, that time period is what we were discussing before. In that, right now, New York, actually, I think I remember right, New York, South England, you know me, well, England, like me. But the 8 o'clock clear all. 8 AM trades. Just check if I've got another filter on there because I think just keep seeing some light on the number of trades for that time. Yeah, it's right. Just checking. Okay, so if you do get a signal, to be fair, we're not going to get an early signal now anyway, so we might get a normal signal. Have a look on normal. Well, normal buys. Yeah, so they concern me. 8 till 9. So I ain't taking any of that as of yet. However, I don't think they're going to get one anyway. It might take this. But we'll see. Right, let's get a couple more of. Sell, in the early sell here, 63% bearish. It's still not strong enough percentage-wise to be taking the trade. So we've got an early bias, an early sell, and a sell. So the early buy, at that point, the early buy is not strong enough. It's going to drop, and proven by the fact that the sell is now 88%, early sell is now 88% bearish. Fabulous. Right, so that is in high and low, 44%, 44th minute, sorry. Keep an eye, looking for that. So we've now got a sell signal as well. So on either of these, we're now looking for the 50% retracement mark, which is coming with us as we move it. Okay, so we have an entry. Yeah. Okay. Short. Looking for 1R, and we're looking to take that low before the hour mark. Make sure where it is. 59th minute, there we go. Right, so right now, as I said, I'm BE. So if this comes back up and it's here, we're out. But if it comes down, we'll take the win. And that is a win. Fabulous. Yet again. In fact, it's a win on both. Let's check something. So we're there. Win on them too. We're up to. Checking that one on MQ as you mentioned. No signal. Early buy signal. Excuse me. And 71.91% strong bullish. Is that cue to go in? High and low. 44th minute. Let's go. We may get nowhere near this one. Buy signal as well, so it's 2 trades now. Is it going to take us in for the 44th minute? It is not. Straight after. Again, the third one we've seen where it would have played out. Interesting. Note to self. Okay, one signal in this hour, early sell signal. Excuse me. Uh, 77% strong bullish, not a trade. Only one signal that hour, previous hour. Early buy signal 32%. Nope. I mean, we did get a buy signal. Of course, it was one, sorry. Buy signal. No. The algo's keeping us out of these trades. Early sell, 88% bearish. Are we going to get our first loss? I'll take it. High and low and 44th minute. Excuse me. Not feeling great. Okay. Oh, I didn't check the algo. 1 second. I'm losing my voice here. So stayed 88% bearish. 88% bearish hasn't changed. Okay, so we are in. Oh, come on, sorry. Okay, and can run to the 59th minute before we BE. Same again. Yes. So that is a loss. I have to get one sooner or later. Loss there. Buy signal is 73% bullish. Well, let me just check, is it? Let me just triple check that, make sure. Yeah, we're still at 8%. So the buy signal. The algo saying it's 73% bullish. Let's just move up there for now. See if the long is there. No, we don't get taken on the long. It's fine. So it's just a loss. Early buy signal. 63%. Nope. Buy signal 63%. No. One signal here. We have a sell. Takes that low. 88% bearish. Okay. High and low of the hour. 44th minute. Let's see if we get tagged in. We do not. No trade. Early sell signal, 88% bearish. High and low of the hour, 44th minute. Looking for the 50% retracement, and we are in, and the algo is not. No trade. Right, guys. Struggling to move voice here as well, so I'm gonna call it a day. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hang fire on the rest of the backtest on December, and I'm gonna come back on. It'll probably be Monday now, and continue with this and do. We'll still trade, still go through the charts and that, but we'll just keep going through. In the meantime, just going through December, going through some backtesting on, and starting to get some statistics together on Lazy Boy more and more to give you a little bit more confidence in the setups. Obviously, as I said, be careful between now this first 3 hours, the hour before New York, and the 2 hours sort of from now another 20 minutes, 2 hours, 20 minutes. I personally wouldn't be taking a trade on NQ on those basis based on the stats. So that's gone. Yeah, because there ain't been a lot of wins on it on that basis. So thanks for coming on. Appreciate everyone. If you haven't already, guys, give us a like, give us a share, subscribe. It does help a lot in sort of building up MaxAlgo. We've got a really good group of people now using our indicators, and that is helping us to continue to build more and support the community and build this up to something that we think that it's worthy of being. So I will see you next week, guys. Thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it.